Oh, hello, Planeswalkers. The Grixis back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. I do hope that you go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal, and I'd say it's to die for. Anyway, today we are playing a demonic deck. We're playing what I call the Demonic Carnival. It is a Liliana deck, a Liliana's Contract deck, that uses a couple of the new demons that we got in Ravnica Allegiance. So this is essentially just like a strange kind of Grixis control deck that just happens to use Liliana's Contract as a supplemental win condition. I unfortunately wasn't able to win with this because the turn before I did, my opponent decided to kill one of my demons. So I just killed them with combat, which is kind of the unfortunate thing about this deck, is usually if you're playing demons, you can just kill them. I know that you could do the kind of funny combo with Arcane Adaptation, but I decided to actually try out a full demon version. And this one, it did fine. It did okay. I did go through several iterations of the deck, just trying out different land counts and things like that, etc., etc. But this is what I've settled on, and it seems to be working decently. Usually our losses are because our opponents are super aggressive, so I've changed a few things because of that. So we're running 2 Moment of Cravings, and as I said, our opponents are often very aggressive in this format, so you want to make sure that you can gain a little bit of life alongside your removal. But we are running 3 Lava Coils because I do think that Lava Coil is slightly better overall in this format because there are several X4s running around that you really need to get rid of. The Venerated Loxodons, the Drakes, the Exile is also good for Phoenix, right? So there are plenty of things that you really want to have the Lava Coils for, so that's why I decided to have Lava Coils here. We're running 4 Thought Erasures because we're playing Grixis, and Thought Erasure is real good. Also, Surveil helps. We're playing 3 Thief of Sanity. It's not a demon, but it's a good card. I'm not even kidding. This thing eats removal, and if it does not get removed, you can snowball with it. The main point of this card in the deck is to make sure we do have game against control decks, because we do want to have something out early on to pressure them, since our demons all cost 4 or more. So we're running 3 Cry of the Carnarium, and that does kill our own Thief of Sanity, but who cares, because if we're using Cry of the Carnarium, we need to use Cry of the Carnarium. And also, you'll usually know that you're going to be playing it ahead of time, so you don't necessarily have to put your Thieves into Danger Zone. But having a board wipe is really important. Unfortunately, I decided not to play white. You could definitely play white in this deck instead of blue, but I feel as if, well, one, I literally just did a Mardu video yesterday, but also I felt like blue made more sense for the demons. Not entirely sure why, but blue just felt better. But if you did run white, you could run Kaya's Wrath, which is technically just like a better board wipe. 2 Disinformation Campaigns. We're not going the full 3 or 4 here because we're not, that's not the main point of the deck, but it is a nice way to get some incremental advantage on your control opponents. 3 Spawn of Mayhem. So this is one of our bread and butter demons. Our bread and butter demons are 3s, and the other ones are 2s, because this one is fine. Even if we don't end up getting the Spectacle, which usually we won't, we'll have a 4-mana 4/4 flyer that can potentially get larger, and it does have trample. So we're pretty much totally fine with just this as a creature, and later on, at a certain point in the game, it is going to keep growing with our life diminishing. 2 Vraska's Contempt, because sometimes we need to kill planeswalkers and target creatures, and it does gain us life, which is helpful. 3 Doom Whispers, our other bread and butter creature. This surveils on Q, which is nice because we can pop back our Disinformation Campaigns like that. But for the most point, it's 5 mana 6/6 with trample and flying. That's pretty much why we have it. 2 Eldest Reborns, really good for getting back demons that have died, and it's just really good value generation card against mid-range and control decks. 2 Liliana's Contract. Now, this draws you 4 cards, which is nice, but it loses you 4 life, so against some matchups, you pretty much just can't cast this, which is very unfortunate. But it is a thing that you can sometimes win games with the demons. The problem is usually if you have the demons out, you're probably just going to kill your opponent with the demons. But still, we're playing 2 of them because you want them because it's fun. 3 Discovery Dispersal. Discovery very helpful early on to make sure you're hitting your land drops and things. And Dispersal very helpful late game for dealing with something that you don't otherwise have an answer to. 2 Demonlord Belzenlok and 2 Rakdos Showstopper, both 6/6 flying trample demons. Apparently, that's the thing with demons, is they have flying and trample. Don't know why. But Demonlord Belzenlok is helpful for drawing a bunch of cards. The unfortunate thing is it takes a bunch of life, and we don't have very many. I mean, we have a decent amount, but we don't have very many cards. So you have to be a little bit careful with Belzenlok. But a really nice thing to do is if you have Belzenlok against like a red aggro or a blue or white aggro deck, you can just decide to commit Sudoku with Belzenlok, and I've done that in one of the games. Rakdos is a Hail Mary card. Sometimes your opponent went super wide, and you really need Rakdos to kill at least half of their board. And you hope. You really hope. You really should never think of this as a board wipe card because of the fact that it's entirely random. That said, if the sweet random goes in your favor, that's nice. This is our mana base. We're running very few basics and an additional Memorial to Folly just so that we can, as I said, get back some of the demons. But this is how our mana base shakes out. And that's essentially because we don't have much red going on the deck. We only really have Rakdos and Lava Coil. And most of the deck is black, but we really want blue early. So this is what I was able to come up with. It's usable. And we are running 24 lands. 23 is absolutely too few. You probably should run 25 in this deck. I'm really tempted to put another... You know what? You know what we're doing? We're running 61 cards. I'm gonna pop another swamp in there, bada bing, bada boom. And as you can see, we don't have a sideboard right now. We have an entire deck's worth of sideboard, essentially. So I will talk about that after the games. So let's hop right into it. And as you can see, we only won 2 games with this deck, and we played 7 games total, which is, you know, the average. And you might be saying that's like super bad, but that was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 games were like figuring out my mana base, right? So this is not a good hand because we have no action at all until turn 6. This is an okay hand because we do have action. I'd like a land, not a land, but Thought Erasure. So we're going to draw this, play land, draw another card. Yeah, I think this is fine to have. Because next turn we're going to Thought Erasure anyway, and the Surveil will be able to help us decide whether or not we want to keep whatever is on top. So we're going up against a blue-red deck of some sort. Let's see what they're playing. Okay, they're playing this deck. They're playing Izzet Drakes. I think what I'd like to do is just get rid of Crackling Drake here. Arclight Phoenix we can get rid of with Moment of Craving, and Vraska's Contempt is the better way to do that, but I think I'm just going to make them get rid of Crackling Drake and just not deal with that. And I'll keep that on top, because I can play this tapped and go ahead and play Thought Erasure. Unfortunately, I don't have double black, which is something that I do need, but my opponent is unlikely to have this be a counterspell. So we are just going to erase them again. Just a toy waiting for you to play me. What am I worth? Does the truth of identity ride the tales of disaster? Ease on the clutch. Who gives up? Ooh. Oh, right. I should probably talk about practice games. I know what words are. So our first game was against Esper Angels, and we won that game because our deck had removal, and we played the removal, and we won. Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. They played, like, Resplendent Angel. Or no, I discarded the Resplendent Angel. I mean, this gets beacon bolted, but you know what? Maybe I should... No, I shouldn't have kept this on top. Oh, this might actually get... Okay, it didn't get counterspelled. I assume it's going to die, though. I discarded a Resplendent Angel from them. Then I killed... and the Scales Angel. Why can't I remember its name? I can see the art in my brain. It's by Magali Villeneuve. Whatever, it's fine. Scale Angel. And then I killed a Lyra, and I killed the Flash Angel. So I can... I mean, I could just do this now. Would I rather do it now? Yeah. Would I? Yeah, I'll do it now. The reason I'm doing it now is because they might have dive downs in this deck. It's really hard knowing exactly what the Phoenix decks are playing because there's a lot of individual variation. So, you know, you have maximized velocity versions, you have dive down versions, you have versions that have the Goblin Electromancers, right? And all of these decks don't necessarily run the same card, so it's really difficult to really get a handle on what exactly your opponent's going to be playing. For example, Beacon Bolt used to be super popular, and then it died off for a bit, and it seems like Beacon Bolt is back again being popular in these Phoenix decks. So that was spell number uno. Or numero uno, excuse-moi. Oh, it's Grixis. I wonder if that stopped them from doing anything. I'll go ahead and just play this again. I know they have access to... Maybe I should have just played Discovery. Yeah, I probably should have played Discovery, knowing for the fact that they have Beacon Bolt. But Beacon Bolt does take 3 of their mana. They didn't flash this back, so both the cards in their hand are things that they want. So I assume here's the Beacon Bolt. They're tapping manually, which is a little annoying, but yeah, that's fine. But do you have the ability to do, like, anything else, really? No, cool. Belzenlok next turn seems good to me. I'll go ahead and Discovery. See if I get, like, a Thought Erasure or something. That'd be nice. Oh. Well. Cool. I will keep this. So, they could have... I don't see Syncopate very often anymore. Quench? It's Quench. Dum-dum. Quench would get me either way. Spell Pierce would get me either way, so I don't think I actually need to play the Blood Crypt untapped for this, because I'm fairly certain that the majority of the time, if this gets countered, it gets countered, regardless of what I can do. I'll drop another Crackling. Why did they play this? I'm very confused. So, let's see, how many instant... I mean, they have plenty, right? I can actually see what it says. 4? So, actually, my Doom Whisper might be fine. No, because they're going to Radical Idea and Opt. And that would be... Yeah. So, they're looking for action. Yeah, they're looking for action. Oh, I guess they could just play the Phoenix. I did forget about that. Yeah. After that, I played against Mono Black Zombies, and I had to mulligan to 5. I lost. I was sad. I played against Izzet Phoenix, and I got completely crushed. I don't remember why I got completely crushed, but I did. We'll go ahead and play Doom Whisperer. So this is likely going to die to Beacon Bolt, which is okay. We're not under too much pressure, which is nice. Having those Thought Erasures to get rid of those Drakes was real helpful. Did I actually get rid of all 3 of those? Oh my god, I did. I'm not going to lie, that's a little statistically improbable, but I don't care. So here I could potentially Doom Whisperer Scry in order to... Or Surveil, sorry. In order to make sure we hit a land drop next turn. And if we are able to resolve our Demonlord Belzenlok, which it looks like we are, this doesn't seem like the version that runs counterspells, we would be able to... Uh-oh, I need to make sure that I'm connected to the internet, because I don't feel as if I am. We would be able to... What is the word that I am looking for? Draw cards with Demonlord. I need to immediately pause this. There we go. So that I can mute it and then play it. So it looks like I am connected to the internet because I'm actively able to play a YouTube video. Yeah, okay. My opponent must have disconnected or something. I think that might have been an accident on my opponent's part. Yeah, based on what they did there, I think they were planning on, they were planning on using Beacon Bolt first, but they went to combat. So they, I mean, they missed out on 3 damage there, and that's potentially incredibly important. They discarded a land. We don't need the Watery Grave, but Drowned Catacomb's nice. And against a deck that has red, I really don't want to push my life total. Chart of course. Yeah, and they didn't even draw. Yeah, that was some bad missequencing by my opponent. That could play a major part. Because I'd be at 11, and my opponent would have not had to discard there. This resolves, and I'm very likely to draw... Never mind. I was going to say I'm very likely to draw several cards, but I didn't. But for what it's worth, my opponent has, not very many cards to potentially deal with my Belzenlok. So we're potentially still in an okay spot. Looks like they're going to go ahead and Radical Idea. Oh, that's from hand. All right. Yep, they're still digging. I think that's going to be yeah. I wanted to say flashback because it's just a better mechanic. Opt? They're looking for something. Yeah. I don't think I would attack with my Belzenlok just yet. Electromancer? Sure, sure. I think I would rather just play out the Thief of Sanity. Oh my goodness me. I don't have enough... No, I don't have enough mana to do both. Oh, why? I mean, at this point, honestly, my opponent has, like, nothing going for them. I don't know if they play Niv Mizzet. Man. I'm gonna attack first. And see if my opponent wants to block. No, decided not to block. Oh, man. So I could just Contempt this. And they have, like, nothing going on. So I think I will. Do I do it now? I do. I think I do it now because I don't want to deal with the dive down, right? Alright, so my opponent still knows about the Thief of Sanity. I don't technically need it yet, so we should be okay. Then I went against Selesnya aggro, and they went 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. Like Loxodon somewhere in there, and I died horribly. Because I didn't draw my Cry of their Carnariums. Alright, so they're digging through. They're digging through to find something. I mean, they're playing black for some reason. Maybe Angrath? I have no idea. I have no idea why they're playing black. Shock? Do you have Shock and Lava Coil? Yep, Shock, Lava Coil. I mean, that's fine, because now they're out of cards, and I have Thief of Sanity. And as long as my Thief of Sanity survives, I am pretty likely to do well. I honestly want to play this Blood Crypt here, and the reason I'm playing this Blood Crypt is they probably don't expect me to be running counterspells, right? So, I want to be able to potentially use Memorial of Folly. Oh, yeah, this should just be game at this point, right? The Thief of Sanity is gonna run Buck Wild. Yeah, Thief of Sanity is gonna run Buck Wild. We're gonna Drake up. Drake squad. And we're gonna go and Lava Coil this, and even if they are running Niv, we have an answer for it. So this pretty much wraps it up. Yep. That's very nice. Yep. Then we went up against a black-white enchantment mid-range deck that we won. Because once again, we had removal and we had demons, and we won. I believe that was the game where we had all of the demons and stuff, and our opponent decided to mortify one of our demons before our turn. I know they could have mortified the Liliana's contract, but they didn't, and I was very confused. Yeah, we got there. Then I went up against a Gruul aggro deck, and they went freaking ham on me. I died horribly. I got down to 3 on turn 6. Like, it was my turn 6, and I was at 3, and I was like, well, fudge. What do I do? And I drew a Belzenlok, so I committed Sudoku with it. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Excuse me. And the last game for practice was Mono Red. And I bet you can guess how that went. This hand is not great, but it's not terrible. Because we can do 3, 4, 5, but we don't have anything on turn 2, which is very frightening against going second, against a blind deck going second, because on average, the blind deck is going to be an aggro deck. And I'm not wrong. This is likely to be mono blue, but it could be Drakes. But I expect it to be mono blue. It is. Well, we're in for a bad time. Mono blue going first is not great to deal with. So I'll go and play this tapped. I assume like an opt or something end of turn. Nope. Yeah, this is not great. I mean, luckily they're not putting too much pressure on us, but I don't know. This probably gets countered, and then I play a Spawn, and they Essence capture it, and then I play Eldest Reborn, and they probably counter it. Cool. This resolving isn't that amazing for me per se, but it is nice that I'm getting them to have one fewer card in their hands, and it's just an island. So I guess my opponent might be a little flooded here, which is super good for me. Luckily, I don't need this. I can just play with all of these. Ow. I do expect... Ooh, interesting. I was going to say I do expect the Essence capture, But I could Lava Coil? I mean, that just probably gets dive downed. But for what it's worth, if they Essence Capture, they can't adapt this anymore to make it even scarier. So I think I'm fine with this. This gets countered, right? Does it get bounced end of turn? My mono blue opponent must not have a great hand. Must not have a great hand at all. I'm very confused and concerned. Coil? Alright. So it's not mono blue, it's Izzet. And they were just stuck on blue. That's fine. I'm going to be greedy and Eldest Reborn. Am I? I don't get anything. I don't want to play Contract yet. Do I just play Spawn here? If I play Spawn, it's stupid because I should have played this. I have 3, I have 4 cards left. I have so many. They possibly have a dive down up, but I'm just gonna play Spawn. I guess there's an argument for playing Eldest Reborn now. Because why are you purple? Why did I think of a purple hue? Because next turn I'd be able to Lava Coil and play Spawn. But if my opponent's on Izzet and they decided to keep a hand with no red source at all, then they deserve to lose, kinda. It depends on what their hand is, but the fact that they haven't been playing very much really suggests that they have a lot of red spells. Enigma Drake, sure, I can Lava Coil that. Ow. Let us see. Do I need any more blue? Not really, so we'll just go with this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could just Lava Coil this, and I think that's the correct thing to do. Yeah, I do believe that is the correcto thingo to do. And I think I attack this because I believe I race better. What is this clock? Oh, it's a trigger. It's a time trigger. Has a watch hand. How have I never noticed that? That's pretty cool, actually. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Eldest Reborn, not as great when they have 2 creatures. I guess I can just play this. I'm gonna play a land first, because specifically Spell Pierce. Or Quench. I mean, Quench. I get this gets around as well. Cool. So my assumption is they just drop the Terramander. Yeah. I do still think it's better to just attack. I think we just have a better race. What are you doing? Dive down. Shit. I knew they had dive down too. All right, so Liliana's Contract essentially is just not getting played this game. We're drawing. I guess we are drawing a little bit too many lands. That's bad for us. Why are we going up against so many Drakes now? It's 2 Drakes in a row. Yeah, we're drawing way too many lands. This is. Yeah, I mean, we're dead. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, I mean, we're dead. There's nothing we can do. I made a mistake by attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've drawn 40% creature sources. That seems incredibly wrong. If I contracted, I'd have 2 mana available, so I could potentially get Lava Coil. Essentially, I don't think it's correct to play Liliana's Contract. I could get Lava Coils or Moment of Craving, but I have to just hope that my opponent doesn't have Instant Sorcery here. I'm dead if they have Instant Sorcery. Alright, that is not me dead. Yep, that's fine because I'm still technically alive. Then I can Crackling Drake of my own. Oh, that Lava Coil. So technically, I could have gotten that. Let's just double check what's in here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take the Crackling Drake because it doesn't kill us in 2 turns. Campaign's whatever. I guess I'll play it first to get rid of a dive down, potentially. Thief is great. Thief is actually great. So we're going to go ahead and Lava Coil the Crackling, because it scales with the Exile as well. Then we're going to play a Thief. And we're not out of the woods yet, because both of our creatures have to block, and both of them die without trading. So I legit just have to block. I could get Rakdos. Discovery. Does Discovery help me? Discovery might help me. We're going to go and just play this. Yeah, I think we have to Discovery here. Discovery. Eldest Reborn is nice. I cannot justify Spawn of Mayhem. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think Eldest Reborn does enough, right? Because we wouldn't be able to draw with Disinformation Campaign to get another answer and be able to use this. Is there anything that can save us? We don't have Ritual of Soot anymore because we took it out because we just found that we were dying to super low aggro. Contempt doesn't help. I don't think Eldest Reborn helps either. I think I have to find something else. Doom Whisper doesn't really help. We'll campaign. I mean, we got Contempt, but if we didn't have to campaign, we wouldn't be able to Contempt and Doom Whisper, so we're just gonna go and commit Sudoku. Ow! I just kicked. Ow! I just kicked my cards. Ow! Crap. I got so many lands. This. You know what? Drop a swamp. Let's go ahead and shove back in a single 4-mana sorcery. Wait. I forgot this is still 61 cards. Let us get rid of... Let's get rid of a single campaign, and the reason we do that is because what we come up against most is aggressive strategies, and campaign is the worst against aggressive strategies, so I think that's fine as a substitution. It's Dev the Canadian, and it is a male. I guess I could say he is a male, because it's I-E-N and not I-E-N-N-E. That is a legit thing. This is a legit hand. We don't have double black for Spawn, but if this is mono red or goblins or Rakdos or Gruul, we have things to do. And we just got our second black, so we're going to go ahead and be able to cast Spawn of Mayhem. It looks like it is mono red, and we're going to go ahead and Moment of Craving this, because Lava Coil can deal with other things. So we're going to go and play this. Moment of Craving this. We're still drawing too many lands. We've drawn nothing but lands? Yes. But as long as that stops, we'll be fine. For example, if they play a Chain Whirler here, Lava Coil deals with Chain Whirler. Would not have... Moment of Craving would not have dealt with it. Lava Runner. And I do probably end up just killing the Lava Runner. Ow. Do you have a Spectacle? You do not. That is fine. Drew a card, like an actual card, so that's good. We are going to play Spawn of Mayhem next turn, because of the fact that it does give us a blocker. It does ping us every turn, but having it as a blocker is likely going to be saving us at least one life a turn, so this is potentially shock to the face. Yep. So, being at 16 on our turn 4 against... that's not great, but they only have one card, so that's fine. It's not the best. So we'll go and play Spawn. We have a nice blocker. They could Lava Coil it, but, I mean, that's fine. If they want to use their Lightning Strike Firebrand, that's okay, too. So they have very little. I mean, they're going to attack us down to 11. But we have Doom Whisper next turn, and we can block the Steamkin relatively nicely. And then we can start, you know, having value from Eldest Reborn. So, one pass. And we essentially never Surveil with this against aggressive strategies. So let's see what they play. I block Steamkin every day. They don't attack. Very good for me. Very, very good for me. I'll go ahead and just play out the Eldest Reborn. I don't want to play Contract because we're up against an aggressive strategy. Let's see what they do here. Lighting me, sure. I kind of want them to be dumb and sack the Firebrands to ping me. Oh, darn. This is fine. This hunter's tapped. I'll pass the turn. The problem, though, is I do need to start pressuring my opponent because otherwise, you know, what am I doing? But both the cards in my hand are risky AF. Alright, we drew more land. I don't feel comfortable at all. Yeah, especially now that they've shown that. I cannot take 4, because I'd go to 1. And I really don't feel comfortable playing Spawn of Mayhem either. Is there anything I would take from their deck? From their grave? Not really, but I don't want to play Spawn of Mayhem because I'll freaking die. It's 5 turns. Next turn I'll be on 4. This will be a 5/5. But I could attack them. So if they have exactly Lava Coil, I go to 1. Alright, so I think this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to attack my opponent with Doom Whisper. Put him down to 14. Next turn we can attack for 11. Oh, I did my math slightly wrong. So yeah, next turn we can attack for 11. And I was going to get the Firebrand and ping them to death. But I am a dumb man, and I realize I can't do that. So we're still going to get the Firebrand. And of course, now that your rose is in bloom, the light hits the bloom on the gray, now that I'm at 4, I'm going to die next turn. They're going to shock me and I'm dead. Or they're going to lightning bolt me and I'm dead. Waiting for the 3 damage burn spell. Not my face. Please. Please. Alright, so I shouldn't have played Spawn of Mayhem, I guess. Oh, they had more than enough to kill me anyway. God, freaking red decks. The disappointment is palpable. Play another game, so I can continue wallowing in my own sadness. Sure. That's fine. Shark attack, ack. We've functionally been playing like the same decks over and over and over. I'm gonna get rid of Storm Tamer. Get rid of this. Just because they could theoretically Storm Tamer away by Thought Erasure. And here they're probably just gonna play Terramander and pass. I need more black mana. I'll take their dive down. Discovery. Do I want Discovery? I mean, it helps set me up for future turns, but I'll keep it. It means I won't be able to play Spawn of Mayhem, but I should still be able to play, like, double Eldest Reborn, so that should be fine. Unless, of course, my opponent starts to have a bunch of counterspells in their hand. Alright, so next turn we can just play Eldest Reborn, which we likely will. Let me get back with it. Oh, I guess we get back the Spawn of Mayhem. Ooh, that's frightening. Instead, I think I'm going to play Spawn of Mayhem. They cannot essence capture, so that's nice. And so now we can potentially have some nice blockage going on. Blocking, not blockage. Have some nice blocking going on. Also, it didn't cost us 2 to just play the Eldest Reborn. So. What is that at? It's just at 1, so it still costs freaking 7. Do I block the Tempest Djinn? I mean, I could be rolling straight into a dive down. 48. So they would have, if they had 2 dive downs on their top 12 cards, like, that's so incredibly unlikely. I mean, it has to be a bait. But having 2 dive downs on their top... Alright, cool. I think that's what they're banking on me thinking. But just statistically, it's so improbable. This could very easily get counterspelled, but what are you going to do? This is basics. Yeah, it's for basic islands. So we'd probably just get a spawn. If this resolves, could you take less time to think about whether or not you want to counter this? Like, obviously you do. Alright, so this is at, what? 6 now? Yeah. Just cost 6. So you don't have it. I'll take another 2. Ow, ow. Thank you for my lumps. Cry the Carnarium. Still a live draw. I could play Spawn and Discovery. I'm a little worried about the Essence Capture, to be honest. Because that makes the clock a lot worse. I hope they don't have another Spell Pierce. Oh, I guess like a Wizard's Retort or something. Opt. Alright, so they're looking for it. Or they have it in hand and they want me to think they don't. Okay, scratch the bottom, so that makes me seem like they're looking for it. But the speed at which they touch their hand again is bullcrap. They had it the entire time. But now my opponent can make this a 5/5, and I start having a two-turn clock. Damn it! I hate this matchup so much. Let me rephrase. I hate mono blue so much. Ugh, it's just so frustrating to play against. Alright, well. I guess I'd actually rather have Doom Whisperer than Spawn of Mayhem. And we're doing this now because our opponent has exactly 1 card in hand. If they freaking have... Alright. Alright, we're still in the game. We are still in the game. Goodness, alright. Okay, so next turn we can play Doom Whisperer. We're dead in 7 turns. Hopefully just 7. No longer just 7. So we'll go ahead and cast Doom Whisperer here. Let's see, is it the Essence Capture? Because this is the first creature we're playing. Yep, this is Essence Capture. Oh, I just hate you so much. Alright. Moment of Craving is super nice. I think I need to play Spawn of... Oh, I can't really Moment of Craving because of the fact that my opponent has Siren Stormtamer out. I guess I could Moment of Craving my own Spawn. Oh, this is going to get countered anyway. They top decked another counter. So I can't even eat my own creature. I feel like I should just use Moment of Craving now, since they have no card in hand. So I'm functionally just giving myself 1 additional turn. What the hell? Alright, well, Terramander. It's pretty bad. I wish I saved that now. Thought Erasure does actual nothing, and I'm dead. Cool. Awesome. I love it. I'm going to talk about all the cards I didn't play. Duress. This is a good card on the sideboard because deals with people playing non-creature spells. Shivan Fire. Real good at killing turn 1 things. Maybe I should have had it in the main deck. Shock is similar if instead you want to be a little bit more aggressive about your demons instead of Shivan Fire, you could do this. Carnival Carnage, again, can deal with some of those X1s. And then you have on the flip side Carnage, which can help against control. But I decided not to play any 1-drop cards because I'm dumb. Vow of Renewal could help you gain a bunch of life and draw cards against control, but I didn't. Anticipate helps you find things, but I felt it was a little too slow for what I wanted to do. I needed essentially everything in the deck to be removal or a demon, pretty much. Surge's Kenta I tried for a while, and it was nice, but I needed more removal. So yeah. Burglarat and Dusk Legion Zealot were both cards that I considered as early game creatures when I was still deciding whether or not I wanted to play the math is hard. The Arcane Adaptation, I don't know why I said math, but I decided not to play Arcane Adaptation, so these became less usable as tools, and I needed room for removal. Lightning Strike, very similar to Shock and Shivan Fire, is if you, instead of Lava Coil, want a removal spell that can go face, this is the one for you. Sorcerer's Spyglass is a sideboard card, sideboard option against Planeswalkers. Thematic Compass and Treasure Map are both ways you can kind of ramp. I found that they were both way too slow in this style of deck since we weren't doing anything like super large with our mana, so I just found that these weren't necessary. Arcane Adaptation, as I said, you can make all of your creatures demons, but I found that it was a little bit too slow and janky. I might try this again at some later date, but for right now, I might be done with Liliana's contract. Sinister Sabotage. It's a counterspell, which is very helpful, but I found that this format is just so fast that unless you're like a dedicated control deck, Sinister Sabotage just is too slow, and that's a stupid thing to hear myself say. Ionize, very similar to Sinister Sabotage, except instead of getting the Surveil, you would get the 2 damage, and that's essentially you would be playing this over Sabotage if you ended up going with like Lava Coils and Shocks. Bedevil, it's good removal and it's decent, but you just like need board wipes at 3 mana now instead of single target removal, which is weird, especially single target removal that doesn't hit enchantments. So Cameras Insight draws you cards, but I never really felt that drawing cards was a problem. I felt more that I didn't have the exact card I needed, which was almost always a board wipe. So instead I just played more board wipes. That could be wrong, that could be the incorrect philosophy, but that's just how I do things because I don't know any better. Ravage Chupacabra, very similar. This was when the deck was more Arcane Adaptation-y. Same with Hostage Taker and Rekindling Phoenix, but I decided to take all of those out because even though they're really great value, I needed removal. I needed like real removal. Ritual of Soot I took out because I needed Cry the Carnarium, and apparently I still need Ritual of Soot. So yeah. Don't know what to do about that. Connive Concoct. It steals and it's funny, but you can also surveil and return a demon back. That's what I initially thought, but it was a little bit too slow for that deck. Nuke Bolas, the Ravager, very similar to the other creatures I mentioned, was better with Arcane Adaptation, but at that point I was no longer I wasn't playing the demons anymore, and that was kind of what I wanted to do. So yeah. Karn is a Planeswalker who can help, but he's a little slow in this deck. Ral is a Planeswalker who can help, but is a little slow in this deck. Angrath is a Planeswalker who can help, but is a little slow in this deck. Summer's Invocation. I love memes. Too slow. This format is way too fast. Immortal Sun. I love memes, but way too slow. Captive Audience. I love memes, but way too slow. Banefire, Expansion Explosion. These were like actual legitimate considerations, but I found that our matchup against Control wasn't really that bad, and I just found that these cards didn't line up as well as I wanted them to against the more aggressive decks, and that's just what we were facing, as you could plainly see by our actual games that we played. And let's finally open up a pack, and we're gonna open up OG Ravnica because this makes me feel. This brings joy. This does not bring joy. Oh goodness me. Ugh. I need to play There's so many decks that I need to play. Once the poll finishes for my channel logo, which, by the way, you should totally check the community tab for that poll. Once that ends, I'll probably do a poll for like the decks I'll play next, just to get a bit of an idea to for what people want to see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop over to the end card and thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander and Croft, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the channel, you can find links to that down in the description below, along with links to the Discord server where we all hang out and play games, the Aetherb account where I host all the deck lists, and Tyler Walpole's art. He does the art for our characters over on Guild Gates and Goblins, and he is a really cool dude, so you should definitely check out his stuff. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment to the comment section down below, and pass the turn and the deck to some of your friends. And until next time, all will be one.